Hi there, intrepid viewers. Here we are on the other side of an attempted assassination of the leading Republican candidate who has done nothing but advocate for violence since he slithered down the escalator. The ironies are deep and abiding. So don't wish anyone ill on this channel. No, but we can observe what is going on. And that's what's going on. So, of course, the iconic image of him being carted off the stage and now going into their convention, they'll be in an absolute frenzy, a sort of bloodlust for how to step forward. But the shooter was a registered Republican, a young up-and-coming 20-year-old Republican with an AR-15. I think that's the right gun. Did I get the gun right? So who are they going to rail against? Who is he going to protect himself from? Young white men with guns. This could be more complicated for the GOP than it initially looks. If you're going for the martyrdom stakes, it's A1. It's a 9 out of 10, you know. But if you're looking for sanity and saving the Republic at this last gasp stage, this is not going to be easy for them to spin. They've already started. I mean, somehow they've invented it as a Dem-led conspiracy, but how can you seriously hold on to this idea? You know, it's staggering in every way. So we're going to have a look at the GOP going forward, starting with the convention. We've been having little looks. And of course, today being the 14th of July in the US is Bastille Day. Again, the symbolism should not be lost. Okay. But who's storming whose balustrades, we'll have to have a look. So given that I'm tired of the word grown up in the room because that sort of disappeared a few years ago now. But the last of the old guard Republicans, their voices are going to be drowned out at this convention. So it's a matter of how far out on a limb will the Marjorie Taylor Greens and others go. So let's have a look at, oh, what jumped out? The GOP conference. I'll tell you what I think that's about in a moment, the Eight of Swords. Let's have a look at the GOP convention in the aftermath of this major development. Okay. Ah, and I'm going to put this one here. Now, okay. On the one hand, like I was just saying, in its own perverted way, because you've got to look at it, we are being forced to live in a really dystopian paradigm where down is up is down. Okay. So if you accept that it's actually the Dems are crazy on revenge for their political rivals and everything that is actually coming from the GOP, this seems awesome. Okay, so this would be the Yeti riding high. I mean, imagine as he enters the building. However, they've got a bit of juggling to do here of how to move forward and use this to the best of their advantage. The problem for the GOP is their marriage from Hades, which is you've got the locker room jocks, the Jim Jordans and stuff, and the evangelical Handmaid's Tale. It's this perverse marriage going on, and how do they make it work? And they don't know how to make it work. Everyone's going to have their own idea of how to milk this event. And I think they're going to end up actually at a sort of impasse in a way. So it's like they're going to fight each other to a standstill. So one side's sort of a bit bruised and battered. This is during and after the convention. And they actually don't know how to move forward. Strangely, they had, look, if we think back a few weeks, it appeared like the Yeti was on his knees. And then came the debate. So through their twisted lens, that was a gift, followed by this. But it's like they don't quite know how to use and abuse it. Let's have a look at what's going to come with outcome here from the Yeti's point of view. I haven't looked through the Yeti's eyeballs for a very long time. Let's have a look at that. But that sort of surprises me. I thought they'd be united and sail forward, with the victimhood. They're really good at the martyrdom. Look, he's being burnt at the stake sort of martyrdom. But no. So let's have a look. How's the Yeti going to do? Is he still going to announce a VP? Because now this convention is going to be his Colosseum. Remember John McCain? So the Yeti will never forgive him for that. But he's doing it now over VPs and stuff. What's going to happen? Let's have a look at the Yeti. Oh. Hello, card du jour. Oh, it's funny. You move them around, they come up again. Okay. Money, money, money is all he thinks and cares about, ever. So there's no different. He's been very consistent, probably since he was in elementary school. That's been his goal. That's what he is. But his wings are clipped because the cards, as you change spreads, change questions. So this is now him. Strangely, he thought he'd be flying high at this convention, but he's sort of overwhelmed. I think, because let's face it, he's 78, skins off your ear, near miss. Yes, we all acknowledge that. But the noise and shock of that can't be put to bed with a couple of aspirin. I think he'll be a bit more, I'd say a lot more freaked out than he was expecting, that his handlers can deal with. And he deals with every emotion with anger. You know what I mean? Like, he converts every internal experience into anger. So he'll be lashing out. Heads will roll. Heads will roll. Now, here's an interesting one. Queen of Cups. Melania in this case. How curious is that? I mean, entertainment purposes only. Have you seen the cartoons? Melania on the phone. What? He missed? Entertainment only. Sorry. I think she is looking at the, not, oh, of course. Barron, of course, Barron. Now, she could be a Lady Macbeth and much more ambitious politically than we realised. I think most of us just thought, you know, where's the platinum card? I don't think she thinks about it a great deal, but now Barron's in the mix. And as I've said before, never read on him as a child. Now he's there. You have to have a look. I think as part of the heads rolling, I think this is the Yeti he now controls with complete ruthlessness. Other people are going to be quite shocked and either walk away or be turned away. I think this is him with this injury. Only people he can trust are family. So I think he could put in the inflatable daughter-in-laws in some ridiculous role. He might make Barron's Secretary of State or something. I think he'll sort of go down that route. But we have not seen his most ruthless yet. This could affect VP contenders. Let me just have a look at this. Now, the VPs on the short list, Marco Rubio and others, Burgum or something, who's that, governor of Ohio or whoever. Few on the list, J.D. Vance, he's got a beard. You know who doesn't like beards. Not a shallow man, no, okay. But people are attracted to power. They will do anything to even be within the vicinity of power, right? And then you add personal ambition and things on that. But I want to know how the VP candidates are thinking. I'll put them together for this question after the attempted assassination. How are they thinking? Let me out of here, or awesome, or what? What are they thinking? The VP candidates. Well, look at this. Only 5 cards, 2 major arcana and a queen. Compromises will have to be made. I think this is with each other, and I think it'll take the form, you know, of if you get picked, not me, I'll still give you some inside information or running. This is about trading information, trading money, trading influence, let's say. Let's put it like this. I read them collectively and they're all massively ambitious. They all want to be president of the United States. Okay, all of them. Otherwise, the cards would be a little more iffy. So they're all sort of, you know, preparing. Now, with this, which may or may not be Melania again, this could be the daughter-in-laws in this context. They're in his ear, and we've always known from Mary Trump and our own observations, the most powerful person is the last person. And given that his right ear is compromised, they might have to get in his left ear. I think this is women manipulating to be around him. He's going to retreat and sulk and only emerge to cause chaos. This is the behind the scenes, not the front of house of the convention. This is behind the scenes. He's going to be sulking and brooding and then pit them against each other in a way that no one can win. I wouldn't be surprised a few months into this process, you know, if we see some unprecedented ugliness, right? Remember back when he first got in and Sean Spicer was the first publicity person, those days look so innocent now, don't they? But look, guys, the important thing is to know we are just living in a time of immense chaos. I'm sure if you live in the US, your world is bounded by the stateside borders. Let me assure you, the world is actually dealing with all these same issues. That's right. And I would encourage Americans to start looking at other countries, because some are handling it really badly and some are handling it really well, and others are trying to steer a middle path with previously warring groups. Okay, so it's a long-term thing. We're in for the long haul. So this isn't something that ends on the 6th of November. It's really important to start thinking with a bit more longer view. So you have to look after yourself and each other and be part of the change that you want to see. All right? Because we tend, and I'm saying we as global citizens, we've taken the planet for granted, you know, by and large. We've taken democracy for granted in all sorts of contexts. And we sort of thought, oh, it won't happen in our lifetimes. Oh, well, yeah, sure. Oh, I didn't realize only 1% of the world's people owned 90% of the wealth. But it's not surprising. Wealth inequality is an issue we have to address because it affects the politics of each country. Because working class people tend to vote against their own best interests often. So they'll vote for the same party as the wealthy who are anti-union rather than voting for the party that's pro-union. And so education, interaction, and keeping some facts going. I think when Kellyanne Conway said we now have alternative facts, never a truer word was spoken. So stay true to yourself, support each other. If your family and your workplace and your neighbours are driving you insane and you're feeling overwhelmed, there are online communities, including this one, to engage with. But no, you're not the only one anywhere, whether you're in a blue state, red state, or in a purple zone. So find each other and find the thing that gives you energy to carry on. Because if you're on the right path, it'll give you energy. And that could be voter registration, it could be animal rescue. What is the thing that rocks your boat, that makes you feel good? And that gives you more energy for the political landscape we all have to deal with in these next few years. So find a really, really good way to sustain your energy. Don't let them suck your soul. Love you guys. Love. Big love. Bye for now.